Hey guys, Mike with Long Range with the Lilies. Here today to talk to you about a little bit of an uncomfortable, hot button type topic. The title of this week's video is Why We're Going to Lose Our Second Amendment Rights and Who's to Blame for That. I got some news for you guys. The people that are going to be responsible for losing our Second Amendment gun rights are not these people you see in this video.
How many more? How many more? How many more colleges? How many more classrooms?
How many more movie theaters?
How many more houses of faith?
How many more shopping malls?
How many more street corners?
How many more?
How many more?
Enough. 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 Enough.
Demand a plan.
Right now. As a mom.
As a dad, as a friend, as a husband,
As a wife.
as an American.
The people responsible are us. I don't know if that's good English, good grammar. Not really worried about it. Not a grammarist. The reason I say that is there are a lot of us out there who identify as Second Amendment supporters or proponents or even activists. But there's a very, very small percentage of those people that actually get out there and do something. You know, it's frustrating to me, and I'm going to use a small example that's local to me. I run a practical rifle match at a local gun club that's run by some old fuds that don't like it because it's not what they like for shooting. And we've been fighting the board to get this match going. It's extremely popular. It sells out every month with a wait list. It's close to population center. It's put more new people into this precision rifle sport than any 3 or 4 other matches that I can think of. I mean, it's just that popular because of its proximity to big population centers. And I've been fighting the board, and I've been asking at every match, hey, if you're a member of this club, and there's a bunch of people that shoot this match that are, if you're a member of this club, come to a board meeting. Take 30 minutes out of your day. It's the first Monday of every month. You know, you can just show up, make your voice heard, and, you know, let people know that this is something you want, so it's not just Keely and I fighting all the time. I've been asking this for a year plus, and I have never had somebody that shot the match show up and state how important this match was. It's always just Keely and I there. The only other guy who shot a match and gone to a board meeting is a guy who runs another discipline. He runs the bench rest discipline, which is much more FUD friendly, by the way. So he's in the good guy club with that club. But my point in that is, every match, people come up to me, man, I love this match. You know, I'm so grateful we have this match back. It's so important to the community. And I say, are you a member of the club? And they say, yep. And I say, you need to come to a board meeting. And then I never see them, ever. And guys, I'm using this as an example, but I mean, I've got a billion of them. How many shooters at competitive precision rifle matches actually take the time to send an email to the sponsors like, hey, thanks for donating this $3,000 scope to the prize table? And it's not just us, USPSA, 3-Gun, any sort of other sport. I see it everywhere. The culture of taking the time to say thank you or to fight for something is just non-existent in our community. Yes, we talk a great game. We love to share stuff on social media, you know, the witty little retort or a really clever meme or, you know, this one incident that we saw where, you know, a guy won an argument with somebody. But we never see our people, you know, as a whole out there debating and articulating and being educated and well-spoken. The people that are portrayed as out there as gun rights proponents or activists are these people.
The Boogaloo Boys who said that they support both gun rights, Proud Boys who the Boogaloo Boys were not getting along with and who they accused of being white supremacists. There also was a group of Black Panthers who came and marched by.
Oh my gosh, they have a gun, they're gonna kill you. They're trying to intimidate us.
Doing anything illegal.
Yeah, until they frickin' shoot somebody.
They were here to intimidate us. Gun rights activist Timothy Harper, fresh off of dropped charges after an infamous trip to a Metro Twin Peaks while carrying an AR-15.
I mean, I can't have my kids hanging out around some dude walking around with an assault rifle in her.
they're playing right into this narrative that all of us are just unhinged, dangerous psychopaths who just, are any minute are going to go on a shooting spree, and we can't be trusted with guns. And it's all of that is playing right into the narrative. We are losing the media battle. If you want to see who's voting on gun rights issues, here are the people voting on gun rights issues.
Personally, I never really used guns growing up, never was a thing in my family, but I'm not super anti people having guns so much as like the automatic weapon thing that's clearly become a problem.
I like to use the term gun safety instead of gun control.
Growing up, I knew like families that like had like farms, and they would have guns and then they would like shoot one of those like clay pigeon type stuff.
I know people who like went hunting and had guns, and that's more the extent of what I know back in Arizona.
I know what my philosophies about gun control and gun safety are, but I don't know that I know a lot about like the laws surrounding guns, so I feel like I might learn a lot.
True or false? Rifles are the most common used gun in U.S. murders.
Oh, in all U.S. murders.
I don't know a lot about guns.
I'm gonna say false.
I'm gonna go with false. I think that we hear about automatic weapons just because those are used more for mass killing, but for murders, I think handgun.
Wait, assault rifles.
A lot of the
really
common ones are just like little handguns, like a pistol.
In like U.S. murders. Okay, I'm gonna go with true because of assault rifles.
Go false.
Sadly.
I think there's other types of guns, but
there you go. That's exactly
22,000?
Deeply unsettling statistics here.
Of the total 40,000 people, imagine 40,000 people who died of gun-related death. We need gun reform and we need mental health reform. This makes me sad and feel a little hopeless, the fight for sanity and safety. And when your kids are going to school with bulletproof backpacks, you know that your country is not doing enough.
There is a common desire to stop gun deaths. We just need to do something. Hashtag do something. If you're tired of gun deaths, get out and vote.
Please vote.
Those are the people that go vote. They get out and vote all the time. They're way more active at voting than we are. They're way more active about putting their message out in the media. They're way more active just in general. So we're losing, guys. We're not just we're losing, we're just giving it away. We're just standing by on the sidelines, watching as this train passes us by. So that's why I say when the people, you want to know who's responsible for us losing our gun rights, go look in the mirror. I mean, yes, this is a doom and gloom type message. It's been on my mind for a long time. It's been weighing on me, and I wanted to get it out there to start some conversation, to get you guys talking about it. Maybe I'm completely off my rocker. Maybe I'm missing the big picture. Please let me know, because right now, like for example, in my home state of Washington, they're going to ban anything over 10 rounds for a magazine capacity limit, even though everybody and their grandmother acknowledges it is going to do absolutely nothing to change anything. The only thing it's going to do is drive up the sales of high capacity magazines for a while, and then life will go on and gun owners will adjust to this new infringement, and we'll just march on. And you say, Mike, well, they can't infringe on our rights, they can't take our rights away. You are 100% wrong. I don't know who needs to hear this, but our legal system is a case law precedence legal system. Yes, you have rights under the Constitution, and yes, we feel those are inalienable and they cannot be infringed on, but that is incorrect. What is correct is you simply need a sufficient amount of people to vote to take those rights away, and they will go. Yes, we can argue about it, and we can fight, and we can talk about all this craziness, but those are the facts. The number of votes wins. And are we getting out there to vote? Are we converting people to vote through articulation of our lifestyle? For example, most of these people that are voting to take our rights away live in cities. The only way they're exposed to guns is through movies or crime and violence. And neither of those are real to those people unless it's in a super negative way. They don't see, protection. They don't see good guys with guns. They don't see the culture of, hunting or, firearms or competitive sports, they don't see any of that stuff. They're being told guns are responsible for all this badness, and they're believing it because nobody is doing anything to tell them differently. Have you ever taken somebody who's never been exposed to the range and shown them how to safely use a firearm and kind of demystified it for them? It's life-changing for those people. It's incredible. I've taken so many people to the range that have never shot a firearm before and seen a change in them when they're scared to touch it for the first time. Like you lay an empty firearm on a bench and they're like terrified that it's going to jump up and bite them and shoot them and start killing everybody. If you just educate people and don't alienate them, we're going to be way more successful. Yes, it's super easy to call them names and to be jerks to them and, belittle them and look down on them because they don't believe what we believe. But the only way we're ever going to win, guys, is if we win them over to us. And I know that seems kind of, preposterous and maybe a little over the top. But the point is, cities are growing. The Second Amendment gun community is declining. And unless we do something different other than poking fun at them or trying to intimidate them like I see some people do, we're gonna lose. And, I hate to be this way. I hate to sound so negative and doom and gloom, but this is the view that I see. And again, if you know something different, if you see hope elsewhere, please come tell me and tell me how I can help. So the reason that I'm making this video is in some small way, I hope that this gets this word out and people start thinking about, like, am I doing anything? I'm not saying you have to change your whole life and base your whole life around being an activist. I'm just telling you to approach every interaction you have with somebody who's anti-gun maybe a little bit different. Maybe instead of like, hey, F that guy, maybe it's, man, I don't understand why he thinks that way. Maybe I should have a conversation with him, get to know him. Maybe I can explain why I think, and then I can understand what he thinks. I know, craziness. That's not the way the world works. The way the world works right now is we just sit behind our keyboards and fire insults at the other people that don't agree with us. But it's kind of a long, rambling speech, and if you're with me this long, then thank you for your perseverance. I just wanted to get this out there, get this off my chest, get it out to you guys. Guys, I love to talk about stuff like this. If you see me out in the public or at a match or, a convention or whatever, just come up and talk to me about it. I would love to have this conversation and see what we can do differently, because right now it's looking pretty grim for us, guys. No, it's not going to go away tomorrow, but eventually, probably in my lifetime or my children's lifetime is the way I see it now. And I don't think we want to see that. I just hope that we can foster some conversation. And I know I'm rambling right now. I'll close with this because it's a really good example. I belong to a local gun club. That local gun club was founded by about 20 guys who wanted their own private range but couldn't afford it. So what they did was they started a club, a nonprofit, and they got everybody else to finance it. And they only kind of let in people that they liked. And they control that club through the board. So the reason I'm using them as an example is another gun club that is in downtown Tacoma was rumored to be getting shut down. The way my gun club responded to that was to immediately get their little clique together, and they passed this vote with like 10 to 15 people of the 2,000 member club were the only people that voted. And they voted to shut the club's doors and cap membership at 2,000 people. And when Keely and I were at the meeting and we asked why, they said, well, we don't want our range to get too crowded. And I said, but I can walk around this range any day of the week outside of maybe the 2 weeks of October of modern firearm season or leading up to it. And I bet the club operates at like 10% capacity. There's almost never anybody there. It's one of the reasons I do enjoy shooting there. But when I express the fact that now there's going to be a couple thousand gun owners or pro-gun people with no place to shoot, why would we close our doors to those people? They said, well, they're on their own. This is our club. And that, my friends, is the Second Amendment community in a nutshell. A bunch of old fuds who only care about themselves. So Guys, let's change that perception. Let's change that image. Get out there, get active, educate people. For God's sakes, get out there and vote no matter how much of a lost cause you feel like it is. And let's get our narrative out there and start talking about the good things that our community does. Guys, I appreciate it. We'll see you out there soon.